Hello guys, Dejan here. Welcome back to the channel. Operation Crimson Stone is finally here, and I decided to start showing you how to paint them with the Nomads. We will start with the Alguaciles. Most of the models from this box are very similar, so you will have to paint like armor or the pants, so you will mostly use the same colors. I will try to keep this tutorial as simplest as possible, just to be more easier for the beginners to get into it. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy this video. I will start with priming the models black. For this you can use the spray can or the airbrush, whatever is accessible to you. Just spray the model equally with a few thin coats until you have a good coverage all around and that is even, so that you cannot see any metal under it, so that we actually have a good base to start working on. After the primer is completely dried, we will start painting the rest of the model. So for the first color I chose the burnt red. So this will be our base color for the pants, and we also use this color to paint the armor, because on top of this color later we will apply a little brighter red, so this will actually help a lot in applying the next color. So I'm going to go around the model and I'm going to try to paint all the cloth items that he have and all the armor panels with this color. I will also paint his backpack with this. I will try to avoid going inside the deepest recesses because I want to keep them black as my shadow, but even if you made a mistake and paint some, don't worry, because in the next stage we are going to use a wash to create some shadows. Next color that I'm going to use will be dark gray, and I will use this color to paint a few of the armor panels that I want to be gray in color. They're mostly on the boots and there is a few of them on his back. And I will also use this color as my starting color to do the highlights on the parts of this model that are going to remain black. So there is actually this under armor that he's wearing on his sleeves, and the gun, knife, and a few of the straps on his pants. So I will start very lightly doing some edge highlights and start highlighting these parts. I will try to use like a tip of my brush or a side of my brush as much as I can, and I'm going to draw these lines very precisely. Now we are going to create some shadows. I will use the Citadel Druchii Violet wash. I will try to apply this mostly on the areas that are between the armor panels. So whenever you see that there is a recess between the two panels that are connecting, or if you see some folds on the pants, you want to apply this shade in these recesses. There is no point painting it over the armor panels, but try to focus painting the recesses and the areas between the armor panels, because this will create a shadow and make a bigger contrast on the model after we apply highlights. After this wash is properly dried, I will start focusing on painting the armor panels on the upper part of the body. For this I will use Evil Sunz Scarlet, and I will start going around this model, and in two very thin coats I will paint the armor panels that he have on his chest, backpack and the torso. I will focus painting on the most raised areas, and I will try not to go inside the recesses or inside of the deep areas. So if you want for this stage, you can change into a smaller brush and just go precisely around and very carefully paint these areas. As you can see here, I painted only upper part of his body with these colors. For the next step, I'm going to mix burnt red with the sunny skin tone. This will be 50-50 mix. And I'm going to pick up one of my smaller brushes with a good tip, and I'm going to start highlighting the pants. In this stage, I'm going to be focused mostly on the raised areas of the folds on the pants, and also on any of these sharp lines that he have on these armor panels on the knees. So you will try to highlight as much stuff as you can here. So just go around and pull the thin lines on all the edges that you can see on his pants. Now we are going to do completely same thing on the upper part of the red armor, but this time I'm going to use orange fire, and I'm going to outline all the sharp edges of this armor. I will try mostly to use the side of my brush whenever is that possible. When there is no options, I will try to use the tip of my brush and draw very thin lines on the edges. Now we will move on to start highlighting gray and black armor parts. First I will mix a dark gray with the white, and then I will start highlighting the same areas that we highlighted with the dark gray before, but this time I will highlight less area than in a previous step. For the final highlight on these parts, I'm going to use a pure white, and this is going to be the smallest highlight that you're going to do, so only on a few spots here and there you can put a little line or a little dot, which will actually create the effect of glare from above. I decided to follow up the box art and paint his skin in a darker skin tone. So to achieve this, first I base coated the skin on his face with Rhinox Hide. I applied this in one very thin coat because I have undercoat of the black. I had a really good effect with only one thin coat of this color. The next color that I'm going to use will be a Blood Reaver Flesh, and with this paint I'm going to repaint 90% of the face, but I'm going to leave all the recesses and all the areas that are in the shadows intact. And for the final highlight, we are going to use Knight-Questor Flesh. This is going to be a little highlight that we're going to apply on like most raised areas of the face, like on the ears, tip of the nose, lips, tip of the cheeks, a little on the forehead. So just pick up one of your smallest brushes that you have, because you really want to work on these details nicely, because it will be one of the points of the model that will draw most of the attention. There is few more details left that we need to do before we finish painting this model. First we need to paint his eyes, and for this I'm going to use a pure white, and I'm just going to paint the eye sockets fully in white. And I will also use this opportunity to paint the LEDs. I'm going to paint them white for now, and then I will choose which bright color I will apply on top of it later. To finish work with the eyes, I'm going first to use a Noon oil, and I'm going to apply a wash inside the eye sockets. So actually you don't want a lot of wash inside, but you want it just to cover the recesses and give a good definition of those eyes. And I'm going to pick up the black then, and I'm just going to draw two little dots in the middle of the eyes to make pupils. And the last detail that we're going to do on his head is to paint the facial hair and the hair. I decided to paint it a grayish white color. For this I choose a color called Ivory, and I just went carefully and painted these details on his face. And to create some shadows on the hair and the facials, I applied a very light wash of the Noon oil on top of it. And the last thing that I'm going to do is to paint the LEDs. For this I chose blue-green, so I will actually go inside the LEDs areas and I will paint them with this color, and I will just after that pick up a white and make one white dot in the middle or in the corner, just to create the effect of the glare. And I will use the same color to do these line markings that they have on their boots. So just I pick up one of my smallest brushes, and in same manner as I was doing the edge highlight, I just draw a very thin lines on the edges of the boots. And that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this video here. I transfer him to the base that I made before. If you're interested how, I will include the link in the description section down below. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot and it will help this channel grow. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the section down below, and I will try to do my best. Also, in one of the next videos I'm going to show you how to do the weapon skins, and if you have any specific model that you would like me to paint, please leave a comment down below and I will try to do it. This will be all for now, guys. Stay safe, take care, and see you soon. Bye bye.